Hey, welcome back friends, TechTail here, and welcome to part 2 of curing 1,000 afflicted. I'm going to be curing another 1,000 afflicted, but this time I'm actually going to be doing it with serum 208. I do want to kind of go over the process for that really quick. The first thing you need to do is to make the serum 207s. That is done by going to a portable well and using the factory outfit set if you have either of those available to you, and just combining ashes with the unfinished Herblore potion. The next thing that you have to do is transform the serum 207 into serum 208. That is done just by building the temple in the Shades of Mor'ton minigame. It does increase your sanctity. You do need 5% sanctity per dose, so that means if you are making 4 dose 207s into 208s, you are going to need to have 20% sanctity in order to actually transform the potion. So essentially you do need 5,000 sanctity, which does take a decent amount of time. It took me about 3 hours in order to make all these into the serum 208s, including banking. And then last but not least, you do have to use all the serum 208 on the afflicted. Again, this took about 3 hours, and I usually was taking 3 potions, and you actually get a larger quantity of items from the serum 208s than the 207s. So 3 is kind of the max you can ever do, and sometimes you can only do 4 doses per trip. So a lot of banking, so make sure you have your Draking's medallion on you in order to quick bank in Bergderot. So let's go over the loot. This is going to be from 1,000 doses of serum 208. Everything from the vial down is going to be our loot. So first things first, 423 grimy Terramin. That means we are at a net positive for grimy Terramin. It does take about 334 approximately grimy Terramin in order to make 1,000 doses of serum 207 to transform into serum 208. It's not a fast method of getting infinite Herblore experience, but it is infinite Herblore experience. There's probably like 2,000 to 3,000 Herblore experience per hour, so this would be an extremely slow way of training, but good to know that this is infinite. One thing I also do want to note is from the serum 207 you were only getting logs. You now have 4 different types of logs that you can get, anywhere from the regular logs up to the maple logs. I feel that this is actually a nerf in this case because logs are actually worth more than oaks, willows, and maples. So it's actually a nerf to the loot unexpectedly, but due to the fact that they're giving you higher tiers and they are dropped more commonly from boss loots and stuff like that, this is actually a slight nerf to the GP per hour, but always better logs, or should be better if you're actually working on an Ironman account. Limestone bricks, this is a new one. Basically, if you do an examine of the limestone bricks, they're 300 GP a piece, so that should give me a little bit chunk of change. Got a bunch of snails, have no idea why they hand out snails, not really sure. Swamp paste, that is about double of what we got from the serum 207, so double the time, double the paste, cool. Also a little bit more AFK than actually needing to utilize and make a ton of more potions, so this may be a decent way of getting swamp paste. I'm not sure if there's any other decent ways, but it does give you a decent amount of swamp paste. Also have a bunch of olive oils. Didn't even care to kind of take into account how much these all are. I'll probably add up the doses before I get to the final loot. But before I get to the final loot, I actually do want to use all these keys to get 22 bronze brown keys, 22 bronze crimson keys, and 35 bronze red keys. I'm not expecting these to give me almost any, if any, good loot, but we want to at least test them out, see what the loot is going to look like before I kind of throw my verdict in. So the bronze brown keys gave me garbage loot. Probably amulet defense is the best one, along with a couple of black items, but nothing really of note. Bronze red keys are looking pretty similar. Sealed clue scroll easy though. First easy clue scroll that I've actually gotten from doing this. Apparently you can get it from a lot of different things, but this is the first one that I personally have gotten. There's a lot of easier ways to get easy clue scrolls though. And the last inventory with the bronze crimson keys didn't go much better. I will open up my bank really quick. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is that I did get another easy clue scroll. Do want to open up my bank though and show you guys the final loot. Honestly, this is not even worth price checking. You're looking at less than 1 million GP for 6 hours worth of work. Definitely not worth it. There's a lot better ways of making GP. Honestly, if you wanted to, you could just make sanctified oil. That would be a lot more efficient way of using your time. You could probably make that same amount of money within the 3 hours that you would be using to otherwise make the Serum 208s. You could just make sanctified oils instead. So I would say not worth doing. It's good to know though that if you are running really low on terramins and for some reason you're willing to spend enormous amounts of time to get them, that this is a net positive. Not a huge net positive, but a little bit. And it is technically infinite Herblore experience in case if you ever need that. But all in all, definitely, definitely not worth the amount of time that's going to take you in order to do all those things. If you do enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that like button down below. I'd love it if you leave a subscribe and also leave a comment. As always, though, have a good one.